and welcome back to Certified Black Weirdo, where we celebrate the weird art of one Black artist a week. Hey, it's coming together. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, but thank you for being here, and let's get started. This week we're talking about Jill Scott's To Whom This May Concern, an amazing album. Okay, bye. Hello. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I have a timer today set for 15 minutes. This is my other, I have a lot of timers. It's a different one than usual. And I'm going to try to just talk about it for 15 minutes and see how that goes. I know that I'm a yapper, and so no promises, but I'm trying to get better at kind of concisely saying what I think. But there's so much, it's like I love long form books because there's just so much time to say something, to write. If you're writing a story or you're writing nonfiction or whatever, it's like there's so much room to just unpack and overthink, but it's also important to be able to be concise. Okay, so let me try to tell you what I loved about To Whom This May Concern by Jill Scott, her new album which came out. And it's so funky and weird and cool and playful, and I don't know, I listened to it last night and I really loved it, and so we're just gonna talk about it. I have all my categories, but maybe I'll just jump around a little bit. So let's see, maybe I'll start with what I liked about it, and you can tell me what you liked about it in the comments as well. I also have actively have a cold. I rested all day yesterday, so I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I'll try to not sneeze and cough too much. Okay, anyway, so let's see. Okay, what did I like about it? One thing is it just felt so playful and free and confident in a way that I think we really need right now with everything that's going on. And it just feels like we're living in this time that is very white supremacist and hard and violent and scary. And I think that to have an album come out that is yes, these things are going on and it's important to acknowledge them, but is sort of in what there's this Black academic called I've been listening to much British stuff. I think they say she's called blah, blah. Do they say that instead of named? I don't know. Oh gosh, coughing. But anyway, there's this Black academic called named Kevin Quashie, who has a book called Black Aliveness that kind of talks about writers who kind of imagine and their art exists within a Black world and is sort of not so concerned with the specter of whiteness, white supremacy, that kind of haunts and oppresses that world, and is more just kind of thinking about the community within it. And I've heard before that there's different kinds of Black artists. They're the ones who are sort of creating this Black world, which is arguably more admirable. And then there's the ones who are sort of contending with the way that white supremacy haunts that world. And I honestly feel like that's kind of a lot. I mean, not all of my work, but that is something that I'm really interested in too, is how is this affecting our world and affecting us? And it's I don't ever want to be writing to white people instead of to Black people, but I'm really interested in that clash or that tension, because I think that part of white supremacy's framework is to act as if it doesn't exist, and so I think that we can kind of fall into this trap of thinking about it too much. And if you think about especially the writers right after slavery who were sort of writing to white people trying to convince them of Black humanity, I think that we definitely want to avoid that, and we have more room to in the contemporary. But I don't know, I'm interested in that, unpacking that dynamic to give us more space and freedom and to acknowledge it. But I'm always honestly more energized by artists who are I'm in this Black world. I'm not too worried about, what white people are doing, and it's very freeing and healing to encounter art like that. I should honestly maybe be more in that camp, but I just am I think my brain is very psychological, very social justice oriented, in the sense that I'm how do we get through this? Anyway, okay, we got 10 minutes. Oh gosh. So anyway, I like that this felt like it was in a Black world. And some of my favorite songs, Northside, that's a popular one. Tierra Whack is on it, which is crazy, and it's so good. I love that one. I love To Be Honest, the song, to be honest. I thought the lyrics in that song were so good. And there's a rapper in that one too, JID or Jid. I don't know which one it is, which is very embarrassing. I should have looked it up. But he had a super good feature on that, and the song in general wasn't like so good. There's a lot of rappers on this album in general, and I think that it gives it sort of like, I don't know, it's interesting because it feels like there's both a timelessness to this album, or like a early 2000, or like maybe like late 2000s, early 2010s when I was in high school feel to it, and the love songs from that time. I think Pressure, A Universe are especially love songs in this album that feel like they're a part of that time. But in general, I think because there's not a lot of technical sound or technological sound, I don't know, there's not like a lot of like electronic editing to the music. I feel like in this, it feels very much like people are playing instruments. I don't know if that's like because they literally are or because they've like made it sound like that, but it's feels very timeless and grounding in the sense that it doesn't feel technological. And I was thinking about how on the album cover, which is a painting, in another way it feels like grounding. It's not like a digitally designed cover. At least it doesn't seem like it. It seems more like a painting. And it says on it, hold on, I wrote it down. One arm says, "You cannot touch me," and the other one says, "I am my own body." And I think that, yeah, I don't know. It just feels like that here. It feels like we're in this time that's like super hyper technological and AI driven and social media and algorithm and all this stuff that's like just really getting into our brain space. Grateful for YouTube as like a space that feels a little bit less. I mean, I guess they're shorts too, but it feels a little bit like lower stimulation than like Instagram or TikTok to me. It feels a little bit more organic, but I mean, TikTok feels organic too. I don't know. Anyway, we're living in a social media era, and I think that this album feels very grounding in how it feels like in touch with the physicality of the world before that took over. I thought that was really cool. There's a blues song on there, "Pay You on Time," which was kind of silly. It's kind of like, I don't know. This whole album is like playful in ways that I think, I don't know, sometimes during hard times we miss, but it still feels in touch with like what's happening underneath the playfulness, and like what is causing there to be such a need for playfulness. Like it feels in touch with that. It doesn't feel like we're just having a good time, everything's fine. It's not in denial, but it's like, and yet we are still going to play here. I think that was really cool. Let me see what else. Guys, we're doing pretty good. I guess maybe not going through my whole notes, but just jumping around could be a good move. We'll see. Okay, let's see what else. I thought the range of sound here, it really reminded me of Doechie's album. Sorry, my voice is also a little bit, oh gosh, am I out of tea? Please hold, let me get some tea. I put this little rat sticker on my mug. It's so cute. It's like a little anthropomorphic rat. Pergamo goods or paper. Pergamo paper goods. This artist does a bunch of like anthropomorphic animals and makes stickers out of them, and they're so cute. Okay, sorry, let's keep going. Let me know what you think, what your favorite songs are and stuff too. Okay, so that's what I liked about it. Let's see what was weird about it. Yeah, the range of sound, it really reminded me of Doechie's album, how like so many sounds are different. "Pay You on Time" is like this blues song. The Math had like a Nina Simone vibe. And then EDM, or Right Here, Right Now had like an EDM beat, which I thought was so awesome. So that was really cool. And then I think, yeah, the way that it felt like outside of time in the sense that it wasn't so hyper technological was weird in a way that I think is just like really refreshing and grounding. Yeah. And then the way that it just sort of like brings in all of these like rappers and like, I don't know, and kind of like folds that into its own poetry in the album, I thought was really great. Ode to Nikki was another really, really good song that was super poetic and had great lyrics. Absol is in that one. Yeah, I thought it was great in that way. And then, okay, let me tell you what it reminded me of. Yeah. Sorry, this is just like a, I love making these because I just get to like nerd out. Sorry. Oh gosh. I have a cold. But it's okay. And yesterday I just, slept. I'm reading, before I let Go by Kennedy Ryan. It's a romance novel, so good. And then I started watching Dan to Dan. My boyfriend recommended it to me because I finished Erased, which was super good. And yeah, this one is like, I don't know, it's hilarious, and it's so, I don't know, it's like, I don't know. Oh gosh, how do I describe it? Like, I mean, some of you guys have probably already seen it, but it's anime, contemporary, and it's like as like a punk vibe in a way that I really, really, I love. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty like, I'm like a hybrid between like being pretty straight laced rule follower type A and like not. I really like admire people who push against the mainstream and are like boldly and confidently themselves and kind of follow their intuition and how they express themselves. And I think that this anime has like a punk vibe and is like sort of like absurd and funny and silly in ways I really like. So yesterday, all I did was like sleep and read and watch that for the most part, but I'm still recovering. And today I woke up and I was like, okay, I gotta do all my things today. Okay, so let's see. We got about 5 minutes left. See, it's kind of nice to see the time, right? Okay, what else? Oh, what it reminded me of. So yeah, there's so much range. The song "Be Great" it really reminded me of Bad Bunny's album, which I love too. It's so good. That album and this one have a similar like kind of like communal chorus feeling to them. And so the song "Be Great" reminded me of that. "Beautiful People" reminded me of the Curtis Mayfield era. "Offdaback" reminded me of Kendrick Lamar and like it's. Wait, let me see what did I say? I think I don't know if it was Off the Back or a different one that had like a I don't know how to describe it, like a chorus that felt like a little bit auto-tuned in a way that made it feel like this like fictional chorus, but that was like representative of real people. And I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly has kind of that feeling throughout of like there's so many people speaking in this in a way that makes it feel bigger than one person. And I feel like Jill Scott's album had that too, and especially in Off the Back was a feeling that, or a song that kind of specifically reminded me of how that album felt. Northside has like an 80s vibe to it. Biggest Pimp of the Year also reminded me of To Pimp a Butterfly. Oh, okay, that's the song with the chorus. That kind of reminded me of that. And then A Universe, which I thought was such a nice, I feel like this album had really good love songs. And this one reminded me, the spoken word of this one kind of reminded me of For Color Girls, the choreo poem by Tazaki Shange, and then also the adaptation by Tyler Perry. And then Ode to Nikki, like the lyrics on there also reminded me of Outkast. So I thought that was great. And then there were just so many good lyrics. I don't know if I should read them. Oh, one I really liked was it said, "But life ain't always sweet. You got the nerve to be loving me too." This isn't necessarily how it sounds. This is just kind of how I remember. "You say tomorrow ain't today. Thank you for reminding me." I don't know. I just feel like it was so playful and weird, and I love inspiring in that, like in the ability to kind of be like, this is what I'm imagining, and how do I like take the time to sit with myself and to sit with others in a way that like creates something that is like the way that I imagine it, or better or different, but like it feels like this album. I mean, all the albums that I've talked about on album week, I feel like there's like not a filler song, and I feel like this one was similar. Like every song felt like intentional, and like I'm making this thing and I'm making this thing, and some of them are going to be super popular, you know, singles like Pressure, but some of them are going to be like the ones that are like deeper cuts are also going to be really well crafted and intentional, and I thought that was great. Yeah, and then I also loved Ashe. I don't know if I put that on here, but I feel like that one sort of like embodied ancestors talking to you. And I think I'm someone who's like, because I had like a really intense religious experience in college, and now I'm not religious anymore. Even spirituality, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. But like, I just felt like it was really beautiful and connected and affirming in a way that like kind of highlights the positivity of like believing in something bigger than yourself. Like the positive aspects of that and the healing aspects of that. And I thought that was honestly like one of my favorite songs on the album, and it kind of made me tear up. Okay, so now I think we're done. We got 1 minute left. Pretty good. Let me know what your favorite songs were. Let me know what you liked about the album, what it reminded you of, what was weird about it to you, if anything. And we'll be back next week. Next week we're gonna do a TV show. So let me know if you have any ideas. You can leave them in the comments. And in the meantime, I'm gonna probably go back to, oh gosh, no, I was trying not to cough. Try not to cough and try not to let my nose run. Oh gosh, 15 minutes. Yeah, let me know what's up with you, and I will be back soon. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll have more notes and stuff for this on Substack on Fridays. Put the link in the little description. And yeah, we'll have some shorts kind of gabbing about this in more bite-sized pieces as well. Okay, see you soon. Bye.